Alright, good morning. Welcome to a cold and rainy Raleigh, North Carolina. It is Thursday, December 15th, 2002. It is about 10 o'clock in the morning, and it's a cold 42 degrees out here, so yeah, it's pretty chilly. So today what we're going to do is we are in Raleigh, North Carolina. We're going to visit the famous Oakwood Cemetery in Raleigh. Really beautiful cemetery if you've never been here. I was here a few years ago, and if you ever come here, actually we're going to visit the grave of legendary basketball coach, ACC champion, NCAA national champion, Jim Valvano. So we're going to check his grave out in just a few minutes, but yeah, if you ever come here, you will need to stop by the office and get a map. It's a very large cemetery, and they're more than happy to help you. They'll give you a map, mark where the grave is, and it should be pretty easy to find. But this is an old cemetery. It's been here. Let me turn around and give you a shot of the cemetery. It's an old cemetery. It's been here like 150 years. They have about 28,000 interments here. This is hard to do holding an umbrella. About 28,000 interments here, and get this, they have enough space available for 200 more years of service. So it's really cool. Lots of notable people buried here, from war dead to politicians. Chang and Ang, the famous Siamese twins, one of their daughters are buried here. So it's a really cool place, beautiful, lots of large markers, tombstones, and I wish it was a nice day so we could explore the cemetery more and get some nice pictures, but it's just the weather's just not going to cooperate today. It's supposed to rain all day long. So if you ever come here, I highly encourage you to go to their website. They have a really good website. They got plenty of information about the cemetery on here. Like they got a 13-minute video with a lot of the famous gravesites that are here. 150-year-old cemetery. It's really cool. Looking forward to getting in there and seeing Jimmy V's grave. So, all right, let's go in and check it out. All right, found it inside the cemetery, and man, even with the map it was kind of tough to find. This is a big place with big beautiful markers, man. It is quite impressive in here. So yeah, if you ever get a chance to come, yeah, I highly encourage it. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of a shot of the cemetery here. A really beautiful place, really beautiful. So yeah, we'll start out over here. Some very large markers here. Very cool cemetery. And the rain has let up a good bit, but anyway, yeah, we're gonna visit. We're at James Thomas Anthony Valvano. His gravesite is right here. Jim Valvano was born March 10th, 1946 in Corona, Queens, New York. He was a three-sport athlete. Seaford High School on Long Island. Jim went to college at Rutgers University, where he was a point guard. In 1967, Rutgers finished third in the National Invitational Tournament. Jim was named the senior athlete of the year for 1967 and graduated with a degree in English that same year. See, he's got the NC State flag here. Basketball, never give up. Artificial poinsettia. James Thomas, March 10, 1946, April 28, 1993. The epitaph reads, "Take time every day to laugh, to think, to cry." His devoted husband, to Pamela, loving father, to Nicole, Jamie, and Leanne. So, following his graduation from Rutgers University, Jim was a freshman coach at Rutgers and an assistant for the varsity. His first head coaching job was at Johns Hopkins for one season. followed by 2 seasons as an assistant coach at Connecticut. After Connecticut, he was head coach at Bucknell, Iowa, and he had his best success at North Carolina State, coaching for the Wolfpack. Jim made his coaching debut at North Carolina State on March 27, 1980 by defeating my hometown UNC Wilmington Seahawks. During his tenure at North Carolina State, Jim led the Wolfpack to the ACC Championship in 1983 and 1987. He was regular season champions in 1985 and 1989. He also advanced to the Elite Eight in 1985 and 1986. He was named ACC Coach of the Year in ACC Coach of the Year in 1989, and won the national championship over the heavily favored Houston Cougars, a team that featured Clyde Drexler and Hakeem Olajuwon in 1993. His coaching record at North Carolina State was 209 wins, 114 losses, and his overall coaching record was 346 wins and 210 losses. For NC State's 1983 title run, Jim coined the phrase "survive and advance," and that's pretty much what they did. North Carolina State was a number 6 seed sent out to play in the West region. They beat 2 number 1 seeds, a 3 seed, and a 4 seed, including a Georgia team that beat the University of North Carolina in the East Region Finals. In 1993, Jim was posthumously inducted into the Rutgers Basketball Hall of Fame. In 1999, Jim was inducted into the Hall of Distinguished Alumni at Rutgers and the New York City Basketball Hall of Fame. In 2004, Jim was inducted into the National Italian American Sports Hall of Fame. In 2012, he was named to the first class of North Carolina State Athletics Hall of Fame. On March 4th, 1993, Jim gave his famous speech at the very first ESPY Awards. Only 7 weeks from his death, he gave a very inspirational speech and announced the Foundation for the Fight Against Cancer. If you've never seen that video, it's really worth the time to pull it up on YouTube and watch it. Being a native New Yorker, Jim had always wanted to throw out the first pitch at Yankee Stadium. The New York Yankees did extend that offer to him in April of 1993, but Jim was too sick to be able to do that, so he asked his good friend Dean Smith, coaching rival, to throw out the first pitch for him, and Dean Smith did that. So that's really cool. Coaching rivals on the court, friends off the court. And if you know anything about North Carolina basketball, North Carolina State, Duke, the North Carolina Tar Heels, bitter rivals on the court, but good friends off the court. So it's really cool that that Dean Smith did that for Jim Valvano. And so that's Jim Valvano's grave here at the beautiful Oakwood Cemetery. And just looking around the cemetery here, I see another little tidbit I'm going to add right now in just 1 second. But I'll give you a quick pan around. All right, awesome. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for another grave I just spotted from right this very spot. All right, still at the Oakwood Cemetery, and there's Jimmy V's grave right there. And just standing up there and looking down this way, I happen to see this. Lorenzo E. Charles. Lorenzo Charles, if you don't know, he is the player that caught the errant shot sent up by Derek Whittenburg for the slam dunk to beat the Houston Cougars in the national championship game in 1983. Yeah, he caught it and put it through the goal as time expired for a 54-52 North Carolina State win over the heavily favored Houston Cougars. Lorenzo E. Charles, November 25, 1963, June 27, 2011. And his epitaph reads, "His courage, his smile, his laughter, his grace gladdened the hearts of those who have had the privilege of loving him." Yeah, he died really young, as so did Jim Valvano. Jim Valvano was only 47 years old when he died of cancer. Lorenzo Charles was in a busing accident. He was a charter bus driver, and he died in a bus accident on Interstate 40 in June of 2011. Wow, I'm gonna try and go up this hill here. I like to get the shot of the backside. I don't want to slip and fall. It's really wet out here. It's really cool. Got the Wolfpack logo. A couple Wolfpack flags. Very nice. Very nice. So that's gonna do it from Oakwood Cemetery here on a cold and wet rainy day in Raleigh, North Carolina. Hope you enjoyed watching it. And if you ever get a chance to come here, it's really cool. Really old, beautiful cemetery. Wish we had time and the weather was good so we could explore some more. But we have some place to be. All right, thanks guys.